Excuse me, sir. I had a question for you.
One more recognized you.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
26.
And how did you get rich that early?
I'll tell you a fast, funny story. Before the internet, I was making six figures a month in my mid-20s. And so back then, there was a phone book. And I never will forget, one day I'm looking at this phone book. I started calling every first name I'd say, hello, David, so-and-so. I can't remember where I met you, but I wanted to give you some updates on my company. And it was a big game changer for me. So I think in today's world, your Rolodex is your Rolex, right? Your Rolodex is your Rolex. And
That's deep. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, thank you. And I believe that.
So it's true when they say that the more hands you shake, the more money you make.
5 billion%.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Over 3 billion.
$3 billion.
The private equity game is so good.
Where do the richest people in the world put their money?
For me personally, I look at over 100 companies a month and deploy maybe into 4.
So what's that number one indicator in those 4 companies that tells you I'm going to give my money to this company?
In the first generation of that company, if it hasn't been sold yet, we're buying you.
Yeah.
I'm buying you. So I'm rolling the dice on who I'm doing business with.
You sacrificed a lot.
A ton. Most people that you and I grew up with, they just wouldn't even take the chance of turning over 5 rocks for fear of what their name may look like for trying 3 or 4 ventures and falling on their face.
They're worried about what people think about them.
It's the biggest mistake you can make in your early 20s.
How old are you now?
How old do you think I am?
50, 54?
55.
If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
Give at least 5 to 10 compliments a day to anyone that's in front of you, random people that you don't know. We're all equal, so don't think that you're better than anyone else, and when you stay humble, blessings come.
You got amazing advice, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, how did you get rich?
I'm just interviewing someone right now.
How did you get rich?
I sold my business for more money than I could ever dream of.
How much money are you worth today?
400 million?
Are you serious? I'm going all over London interviewing the richest people to help the younger generation. Can I get a minute with you for the channel real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever been broke before?
I was homeless at 15 years old. So I had nothing. I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I needed to be an entrepreneur.
So what was your turning point to financial freedom?
The only reason I'm an entrepreneur today is because I couldn't get a job. Thank fuck.
There's a saying that the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. What keeps people broke in today's world?
The easy life. I think when people get a salary, they get trapped on a drug.
The golden handcuffs, they call it.
Worse than that, it's a middle class trap. Once they start getting a salary, they start building up debt. And when you have debt, you have to service that debt. So if you've got a mortgage, you're working for the bank. I just want to work for myself. So I don't give a shit about any of those things. I want to own my time.
You know they don't teach us in school, right?
They don't teach us in school, in my opinion, for a reason.
Why is that?
If you understood how money works, why would anyone sell time? It's limited. You only have a certain amount of time in the day. Why would you sell time as an outcome? So the people teaching you don't even understand how money works.
What is one lesson about business right here that is not taught in school?
The school system will tell you to sit down and do an exam on your own. If you get a D in something, you're an idiot. Someone gets an A, they're smart. That's not how the real world works. All my billionaire friends have been successful because they built teams. They're not doing an exam on their own. They're doing an exam with 100 other people. You're not meant to do it on your own.
How old are you today?
How old am I today? I'm 51.
Are you happy today?
Happy is a bit fleeting. I have something better than happiness. I have a purpose. I want to fix the education system, the system that let me down at 15 years old. We're not giving people the knowledge to realize they can take control of their own fucking life. And I will not stop until that happens.
You got amazing advice, my friend. Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made your first million?
Million or billion?
Billion.
Billion, that was only recent. A million when I was 24.
So you're a billionaire?
Yes, fortunately I am.
And what's your name?
Tony Robbins. How would you not know that if you're at my home?
And how did you get rich, man? What do you do?
I have, at this point, 114 companies. We do $12 billion in business per year.
Can I interview you for a minute real quick?
Of course.
Your best networking tip to the younger generation?
I'll tell you what Jim Rohn taught me because it's the best advice I ever got. I was 17 years old. I went to him one day and said, help me understand why we're broke. It doesn't seem fair that some school teacher makes, in those days, $35,000 a year, and this billionaire hedge fund guy makes $1 billion in a year. And he said, Tony, listen to me. He said, so I'll never forget. He goes, we're all equal as souls. You're right, but we're not equal in the marketplace. And he said, your job, it's very simple. You have to become more valuable. You have to do more for others than anybody else in the marketplace.
So it's true when they say that life gives to givers and it takes from takers.
I think life is always giving to us. It's our job to figure out what it is. I tell people you're rewarded in public for what you constantly practiced intensely in private.
You also mastered the art of getting attention. What did you learn about building a personal brand to generate millions and billions of dollars?
I would offer you a different thought on that. It's not just attention. The attention economy is already over. It's like the information economy. There's so much information. People are drowning in information. They're starving for wisdom. And everybody's trying to get your attention. They've got advertisements on people's asses that It's on bananas. It's everywhere. Come on. What you need is to get results. There's no better marketing tool than results. Then you'll not just have attention, you'll have raving fans. And those raving fans will build your business.
Credibility kills all bad attitudes.
That's the perfect way of saying it.
How old are you now?
65, about to be 66.
If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
There's 3 skills you gotta have. The most important skills in life today. Skill number 1 is pattern recognition. That's what you're running around doing. What's the common pattern? What's the common belief system? Pattern recognition takes you out of fear. But the second skill is pattern utilization. If you look at somebody who's good in finance, it's because they learn how to not see the pattern, but use the pattern. But the third skill, the one you want to get to, is pattern creation. That's when you become the greatest of all time in your particular category. That's how you get there. But I always tell people, we're not made to manage circumstances. We're made to be creators. We were created, designed to be creators. Become the creator of your own life.
You got amazing advice, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, how old were you when you became a millionaire?
I would say my 30s.
How did you get rich? You look like a mob boss.
So I'm a criminal defense attorney, a trial lawyer.
So you got rich as a lawyer.
You're in Buckhead right now, so a lot of these folks call me the $1 billion lawyer.
You're the $1 billion lawyer?
Yeah, Young Dolph called me that. I represent every celebrity you can think of.
I go all over the world interviewing the richest people. Can I get a minute with you for a channel?
100%.
Did you come from a lot of money?
No, I came from zero. I was raised by a single mom.
How broke were you?
My mom lived on government assistance. I think when I came down to college, that was probably the second or third time I was on an airplane. And I think about that when I take private planes, by the way.
So let me ask you this then. What was your turning point to financial freedom?
That's a great question. And I think my pet peeve that I'll share with you is, what is it, live, work, and play? What's that expression?
Work-life balance?
Work-life balance, that's it.
Is that bullshit?
Work-life balance is fucking bullshit. Here's my advice. Ready? If you're young out there, work your fucking ass off and you'll have a great life and a lot of balance. But on the front side, you're going to come in an interview with me and tell me that you're 28, 30 years old and you want to cut out at 3 o'clock and you want to work out of your laptop. Fuck that shit. You don't
want that person. You don't want that person.
I don't want that person. I want a grinder.
And what is your superpower in business? What are you the best in the world at?
I'm a persuader of people.
You're a persuader?
I'm a persuader of people, man.
Are you a good negotiator?
I'm glad you asked that question because a lot of lawyers say, hey, hire me. I'm a good negotiator. That's bullshit. The greatest negotiators are the winners. Too many lawyers just want to chill with lawyers. I don't do that. I got to try a case to 12 people. I got to try a case to plumbers, to busboys at a restaurant. And so I hang out with everybody, man. And I think that's the key to success.
Who's the craziest person you've represented?
Wow, crazy? NBA Youngboy, Gucci. I represent some of the most interesting people on the planet Earth.
Was there ever a time where your reputation was tested?
When you're a criminal defense attorney, it's tested all the time. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation and a split second to lose a reputation.
So how important is it to keep your word in business?
Your word is everything, man. My mom, may she rest in peace, said, just remember this, people lie about 3 things: money, grades, and sex. So I don't really ever talk about money. I didn't talk about grades, and I've been happily married for a long, long time.
You got amazing advice, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, how did you get rich?
How did you get
Have
rich?
you ever-
Oh, Jesus.
How did you get rich?
Have you ever had to call a plumber?
Plumber, yes.
I owned one of the biggest plumbing companies in the world.
So how much money did you make with the plumbing company? What was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
When I sold the company for £4.1 billion.
Not dollars.
Pounds, proper money.
Hey, can I interview you for a minute real quick? I go all over the world interviewing billionaires to help the younger generation.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
The north of England. But the big thing was I conquered America.
So you brought your company global.
Yeah, the mentor that I found, he told me 2 things. Number 1, don't be in Miami because you'll hire people that want to go to the beach at 4 p.m. or smoke dope. Second question he asked me is, so who have you got running your business over here? I said, oh, fantastic guy, but he's a Brit. Shook his head and said, absolutely not. Americans buy from Americans. You need to hire an American.
This is fascinating to me because we're talking about plumbing. This isn't a necessarily sexy business. Talk to that young person out there that thinks that they have to go invent the next Google.
Yeah, you don't. You need to be a hedgehog. Entrepreneurs like me, we're all foxes. We're always looking for the next opportunity. We have an idea every day and we need to be hedgehogs. That's how you become very wealthy.
So how does someone make $1 billion?
There are 9 steps.
Tell me right now, man, how does somebody make $1 billion?
Number 1 is copy and pivot. Second, get an investor to help your business to scale. Thirdly, get a coach and a mentor. Number 4, have an omni-channel model. Number 5, hire your replacement.
You know they don't teach this in school, right?
I wish they did. Step 6, go global with locals. Step number 7, evolution, not revolution. Number 8, how many people, if we ask them round here, have you got a to-do list?
everybody would put up the hand. If you say, have you got a not to-do list? Nobody puts up the hand. A not to-do list is more important than a to-do list. The final step to make £1 billion or dollars, hone your character. When you've got a life's dream, you've got to make it happen.
You have amazing advice, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, is this your Rolls Royce?
No, this is her Rolls Royce.
Ma'am, is this your Rolls Royce?
That is my Rolls Royce.
How did you get rich?
As a business owner, entrepreneur,
How long have you been an entrepreneur?
since I was 13.
Did you come from a rich family? Did you come from a lot of money?
No, I did not. I come from a mother that sold drugs, Section 8, food stamps, so I come from nothing.
But a rich family came from you.
A rich family came from me, absolutely.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
At the age of 29.
Can I interview you for a minute? I go all over the world.
Come on, let's do it.
Now, I'm convinced that most millionaires believe in God. Do you believe in God?
I believe in God. He's the Alpha and the Omega, and he had a son named Jesus.
I love that you're not afraid to say Jesus either.
No, I'm not afraid. I wasn't always like that, though.
Why not?
I grew up with no God and no church. My mom went to church with me twice, once at my friend's funeral and once at her funeral. So I didn't grow up in Christianity. I figured it out.
I'm going to challenge you. What's the best piece of advice that you received throughout your career?
Dang. I never forget I was fat, broke, and depressed. I had just had my son. There's a gentleman that's here from Miami. His name is E-Class. And I remember, I said, I want to ask you one thing. I waited here all this time for you to tell me. If there's one thing you would have told your younger self, what would that be? And he said, proper planning prevents a piss poor performance. At the time, I needed that because I wasn't planning for nothing but poverty. I wasn't planning for nothing but for the bill to come, and I was going to be worried about it. Like, I was scared. In times of peace, prepare for war. Always be in preparation mode because you never know what the next play going to be.
This is Gabe right here. You know that,
Yeah.
right? You know they don't teach this in school.
They don't teach it in school. I will beat IQ any day of the week. I dropped out of school the first week of the 10th grade. I know a lot of smart, broke people, and I just choose not to be one of them.
Do you think you need a lot of money to start a business in today's world?
No, I started my first business with $300.
Just $300.
Just $300. Believe in the power of you. Go get your willpower from the proximity of people.
You have amazing advice.
Thank you so much.